Picture a vast, frigid ocean of air anchored at the North Pole, an immense reservoir of cold that sits atop our planet, largely undisturbed for much of the year. This is the Arctic air mass, a dense, icy blanket that shapes the climate of the far north and holds a powerful influence over global weather patterns. For most of the year, it's held in place by powerful atmospheric currents, like the jet stream, which act as invisible walls, keeping the cold air contained. But sometimes, these barriers weaken, and a portion of this icy air mass breaks free in a dramatic surge, what we call an Arctic blast. This isn't a gentle cooling, it's a sudden, forceful event that can catch entire regions off guard. Temperatures can plummet within hours, transforming mild autumn days into scenes that feel more like the depths of winter. The phenomenon is triggered when the barriers containing this cold air, often the polar vortex, become unstable or break down, allowing the frigid air to spill southward across continents, reaching areas unaccustomed to such extremes. The result is a raw display of nature's power, transforming familiar landscapes into harsh, frozen environments almost overnight, with snow and frost blanketing fields and towns. In autumn 2025, such an event could be especially fierce, as the combination of shifting ocean temperatures and changing atmospheric patterns increases the risk of destabilizing the polar vortex. These changes make it more likely for Arctic air to escape its usual confines and surge southward with greater intensity. The term blast is apt. These events often bring biting winds that whip across the landscape, making the cold feel even more severe and relentless. The wind can cut through layers of clothing, and the chill can be dangerous for anyone caught unprepared. The air is not only frigid, but also extremely dry, which can make the cold feel sharper and more uncomfortable. This dryness compounds the challenge for both ecosystems and people, stressing plants, animals, and even infrastructure. When an Arctic blast arrives before winter is expected, it can devastate crops, catch communities off guard, and test the resilience of everything in its path. The sudden arrival of such intense cold is a reminder of how interconnected and unpredictable our planet's climate can be. At the heart of this story is the polar vortex, a vast, spinning pool of cold air that sits high above the poles, acting as a kind of icy crown for our planet. This swirling mass of frigid air is a key player in shaping winter weather patterns across the northern hemisphere. Normally, strong jet stream winds form a powerful barrier, keeping this cold air locked in place and shielding Europe, Asia, and North America from its full, bone-chilling force. The jet stream acts like a high-altitude fence, corralling the cold where it belongs. But sometimes, the stratosphere above the pole suddenly warms, a rare event known as sudden stratospheric warming. When this happens, the polar vortex destabilizes and can even split apart, sending lobes of frigid air plunging far to the south, well beyond their usual boundaries. The jet stream contorts and buckles, creating pathways for Arctic air to bypass its usual defenses and surge into Europe. This dramatic shift can happen quickly, catching many off guard. An early disruption in autumn 2025 would be highly unusual, hinting at significant atmospheric anomalies. Such an event could bring frost and freezing temperatures weeks ahead of schedule, threatening crops and ecosystems unprepared for the sudden chill. Warmer seas and lingering summer heat can fuel this instability, adding extra energy to the atmosphere and setting the stage for a premature, severe cold snap. The contrast between warm ground and incoming Arctic air only intensifies the impact. The cold front can drop temperatures by 15 to 20 degrees Celsius in just a matter of hours, transforming the environment in a flash. Fields that were green and thriving can be coated in frost almost overnight. As the dense cold air advances, it triggers strong, biting winds and even sudden snow squalls, upending autumn's gentle decline and replacing it with a taste of winter's fury. It's a vivid reminder of how interconnected and powerful our climate systems truly are, and how quickly nature can rewrite the script, leaving us to adapt to its ever-changing moods. In autumn, grapevines are alive, storing energy for winter and next year's fruit. They gradually harden, preparing for cold, but a sudden severe frost interrupts this process. When temperatures plunge, water outside the vine cells freezes first, drawing water out of the cells and dehydrating them. This silent dehydration is often the main cause of frost damage. If the cold is intense or prolonged, ice forms inside the cells, rupturing them from within, damage that's usually fatal. Timing is critical. A frost in late October or early November catches vines before they're fully hardened. Their cells are still full of water, and their defenses aren't ready. The result can be widespread destruction, from next year's buds to the main trunk itself. It's like being caught in a blizzard without a coat, utterly unprepared. The damage is swift, invisible, and devastating for vineyards. History warns us of the devastation a sudden frost can bring. Across centuries, Europe has faced the chilling grip of unexpected cold snaps, each leaving a mark on the land and its people. These events are not just stories from the past, they are powerful reminders of nature's unpredictability and the consequences of being unprepared. In April 1991, a polar air plunge wiped out new shoots in France's vineyards, destroying entire crops in just a few hours. The livelihoods of countless farmers were shattered overnight, and the wine industry suffered losses that echoed for years. This event showed how even a single night of frost can undo months of careful cultivation. The Great Frost of 1709 was even more severe. It froze rivers solid and turned the soil to stone, killing ancient vines and leading to widespread famine across Europe. Communities struggled to survive as food supplies dwindled, and the effects of that winter were felt for generations. Even in modern times, like the cold wave of February 2012, prolonged Arctic outbreaks have paralyzed transport, stranded travelers, and damaged crops on a massive scale. Despite advances in technology, Europe remains vulnerable when the cold arrives unexpectedly. These events show that timing and intensity are everything. Plants and people are most vulnerable when caught off guard. A sudden drop in temperature can devastate entire regions, especially when it strikes before protective measures are in place. Imagine an early autumn frost in 2025, combining both surprise and severity. Such an event would strike before nature and society are ready, catching farmers, communities, and ecosystems off balance and amplifying the damage. The echoes of past disasters urge us to respect the cold's power and prepare for its return. Every generation faces its own challenges, but the lessons of history remind us that preparation is key to survival. Vulnerability is shaped by expectation. When the cold comes early, the impact is magnified. Communities that anticipate and adapt are far more resilient than those caught by surprise. The lessons of history are clear. The patterns of the past are our best guide to future risks. By studying these events, we can better understand what's at stake and how to respond when the next cold snap arrives. Preparation and awareness are our strongest defenses. By learning from the past and staying vigilant, we can protect our crops, our communities, and ourselves from the next great freeze. A severe early autumn frost would devastate Europe's vineyards and more. After harvest, vines need time to store energy for next year. A sudden freeze can halt this, threatening not just one, but several future harvests. Young vines are especially vulnerable, and a deep frost can kill them outright by splitting the graft union. Losing mature vines is a long-term blow, as replacements take years to bear quality fruit. The damage extends to olives, late vegetables, and other crops, ruining fruit, destroying fields, and causing immediate shortages. The economic ripple spreads: less wine, higher prices, and lost income for farmers, distributors, and entire regions. Food supply chains are exposed, with imports needed to fill the gaps. A few nights of extreme cold can disrupt systems we rely on daily. The fragility of our food production is laid bare by such events. Our dependence on a stable climate is more apparent than ever. The impact of an Arctic blast goes far beyond crops. It threatens human health and daily life. The elderly, children, and those with health conditions are at greatest risk from sudden cold. Unprepared communities face hypothermia, frostbite, and increased illness. Infrastructure strains as heating demand spikes, pipes burst, and transport grinds to a halt. Economic shocks ripple through retail, construction, and tourism, while daily routines are upended. The psychological toll is real. Abrupt cold disrupts our seasonal rhythm, causing anxiety and unease. The sudden darkness and confinement indoors affect mood and well-being. It's a stark reminder of our vulnerability to nature's extremes. Vineyard owners fight frost with a mix of tradition and technology. Bougies, large candles, are lit among the vines to stir the air and prevent cold from settling. Overhead, sprinklers coat vines in ice, using the heat released during freezing to shield buds from deeper cold. Wind machines, and even helicopters mix warmer air down to vine level, raising temperatures just enough to save crops. Preparation is key. Advanced forecasts give growers time to act. Soil management and strategic planting on slopes help reduce risk. Choosing hardy grape varieties is a long-term defense. Protecting a vineyard is labor-intensive and costly, but essential for survival. It's a testament to growers' dedication and ingenuity in the face of nature's threats. Communities like vineyards must prepare for Arctic blasts. Personal readiness starts with heating forecasts and dressing in layers to stay warm. Homes need winterizing. Check heating, insulate pipes, and seal drafts to keep the cold out. Protecting water pipes and having emergency supplies, blankets, food, radios, can prevent disaster. Checking on vulnerable neighbors and sharing information about warming centers saves lives. Local authorities and charities play a vital role in community resilience. Adjusting routines, avoiding travel, working from home, reduces risk during severe cold. Vehicle preparation is crucial for those who must drive. Simple, practical steps can turn a dangerous event into a manageable challenge. Collective action is our best shield against the harshest impacts of the cold. A severe Arctic blast in autumn 2025 is more than a weather event. It's a sign of a changing climate. Arctic amplification, where the pole warms faster than the rest of the planet, weakens the polar vortex and makes extreme cold snaps more likely. The seasons are becoming less predictable, with abrupt shifts and blurred boundaries. These events are symptoms of rapid climate change, eroding the stability we once relied on. Adaptation is essential. Farmers need new strategies, and communities must strengthen infrastructure and emergency plans. Better forecasting and public education can help protect the most vulnerable. But adaptation isn't enough. We must address the root cause. Global warming, reducing emissions and embracing sustainability are vital for restoring climate stability. The Arctic blast is a message from the planet, reminding us of our interconnectedness and shared responsibility. Our future, and the future of the natural world, depends on the choices we make now.